And now, to welcome back Joshua Buatsi to the ring. So, Birmingham, I need you all to get up out of your seats, raise your drinks high, and get wild! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with gold trim, he stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 12 stone, 7 pounds. He comes to us with a perfect, undefeated record of 18 victories and no defeats with 1 draw, and 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Stepien, Poland, introducing the former Polish light heavyweight champion and the former IBF Intercontinental light heavyweight champion, Pawel Stepien. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks with orange, yellow, and green trim. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 12 stone, 6 pounds. He comes to us with a perfect, undefeated record of 16 victories, no defeats, with 13 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Croydon, London, England. He is known in his homeland of Accra, Ghana as Joshua Senna Buatsi, but he is known around the world as the former British and WBA Intercontinental Light Heavyweight Champion and Olympic bronze medalist. Birmingham, make some noise for Joshua Buatsi!
He definitely could have picked an easier fight to come back to.
Absolutely. The fact that this man was considered a suitable opponent for Callum Smith, who, as we now know, will challenge Artur Beterbiev for those unified light heavyweight titles, tells you enough, really. Buatsi just dipping his knees, looking for that jab into the body. Him and Virgil Hunter have been together a while now. He's been sparring some big fighters, some cruiserweights. Isaac Chamberlain, one of them. And others over in San Francisco.
They've been together a while, but because he's been so inactive, we don't know if it's worked or it's what he's worked on, because we don't get to see it. So it'll be interesting to see how that's developed. You know, having all that time out of the ring is, there's no fit but like being boxing fit.
I felt against Craig Richards, we did see some differences. It looked to me like he was more difficult to hit. He just dropped his height a little bit, seemed to sink his head into his shoulders a touch more, and didn't get caught in the way that he had done previously. But you're absolutely right that the proof were out on fight night, and we haven't seen him in enough of them over the last 2 or 3 years.
Fairly cagey start here from Stepien. He's not really giving much away.
Good short left hand there from Buatsi. Stepien will look to close that gap and launch attacks. He takes his feet with him. He's always got his feet underneath him. From what I've seen of him when he punches, you won't really find him overreaching and falling in, just tucking up nice and tight there. One thing you do notice about him, we're talking about it the weigh-in, Matt, he's got a long neck, Stepien. Might sound like a weird thing to say, but it just makes it more difficult to protect that chin. It's not really what you want as a fighter. Left hand into the body there, though, from Stepien. He's just beginning to get a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, good lead right hand just before that as well.
He's working well behind his jab, Buatsi, and he got caught with a body shot by Stepien, but he also retained a good shot as well.
almost landed the uppercut there, Buatsi. Put the right hand off the back of it. But as I said about Stepien, he's organised. Good right to the body there again from him.
I think it's been a good start from Buatsi. You know, KG's not unloading yet. He's having a look, but he hasn't really given anything away. He's caught a few shots on the gloves, established his jab. I think he's found his range. Good round.
Round 2.
Stepien with one draw on his record. He struggled basically against the fighter called Marek Matija a couple of times. Got a draw then, won by split decision. Matija was stopped in 6 by Craig Richards, who Buatsi outpointed. So if you're into looking at those kinds of things as a form guide, then that's the best one that we've really got. It's not an exact science, all of that though.
It's definitely not. I think styles make fights, and you know, moments and occasions also get to people and where you are. You know, people have lives as well.
What I've always liked about Buatsi is he's really economical, doesn't really waste anything. And that's not just on punch out, but even movement. He's, you know, he's not bouncing in and out, using lots of the ring. He just steps around.
I almost said he doesn't really move his head, but he was doing it at the time that I was going to say it.
Just creeping forward there, Stepien. Gets that guard up. And backs off. They're never too far away from each other, these two. Buatsi, again with the jab. Goes up and down with it. Looking for the body. And then goes up top with the right hand. Stepien, though, does well there. Comes off the ropes. And grabs hold. And then doubles up on the hook himself. This is just beginning to click through the gears a bit, this one, in the second round.
Yeah, I think both men have certainly upped their pace a little bit. Buatsi put combinations together there, and Stepien happy to answer him back.
I feel sometimes with Buatsi, everything's just like the same. Like this, it's the same speed, it's the same power. It's like he threw a few good body shots before. That's what we want to see. We want to see a change of, you know, acceleration and not just the same.
One pace.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Thanks, Matt.
.30 seconds remaining in round 2. Buatsi again, just trying to plant that jab. Stepien just gathers his feet, moves off to his right-hand side. Looking for the hook there, Stepien, and then trying to chop down with the right hand. And a smile there from the pole, a touch of gloves between the two at the end of the round. One thing I think I did hear Hunter say there was straighten out that jab. Just wants him to extend it that little bit more, snap it a bit more maybe. He's finding the guard with it most of the time at the moment, or so far during the fight, so possibly hasn't quite got that range.
You know, he's probably found the range in the sense you're punching at the target. He wants to see him get a half a step closer and punch through the target. You know, snap those head backs.
It's very controlled and measured by Buatsi. You know, he's comfortable.
I think, yeah, when you said he'd be one-paced, I don't think he was one-paced. I think it's more that he's just still in first gear and he's building into the fight. And I think he's giving Stepien the respect that he's a credible opponent, he's experienced. And I think he'll pick the pace up, Buatsi, as the rounds go on.
Again, just looking to get back onto that jab. He's building into the fight, trying to establish that jab. Hasn't put the right hand onto the back of it all that many times yet. Just dips those knees and looks for the body with that right.
Yeah, he's very in the backhand up really well. He's coming the body, he's bringing it round the hook, the hook, the head. We haven't seen it come straight through.
A nice body shot, got it round the back of the elbow there. That was a good shot from Buatsi.
He has to bring it round because Stepien does so well in tucking his guard under, and you can't. There's no target for him in the body area, so he just has to bring it round the elbows, round the side.
He does tuck up well. Right hand there from Buatsi as Stepien had just dipped at the waist. And again, Buatsi just looking for that jab. Stepien tapping with his own lead hand and then trying to send the right through straight. Swapping right hands, a pair of them there.
I can't work out if Buatsi's rusty or if he's being really patient.
It's probably a bit of both, if anything. Right hand there from Stepien caught him. So we've got with us tonight, of course, the British, European light heavyweight champion, Super Dan Aziz. He's ringside with Andy Scott.
Round 4.
So into the fourth. Well, there's been lots of talk about a potential fight between Joshua Buatsi and Dan Aziz. Neither one of them seems to have any particular problem with that, because there is going to be a bit of a wait if anyone's going to try and challenge for world titles. Callum Smith up against Maturbia for 3 of them. Bivol, we're not absolutely sure what his plans are. They've got good rankings, Buatsi and Aziz, but Buatsi's got a job to take care of here tonight first, and he's made a decent start, a solid start. Just setting things up again with that lead left hand. And then looks to try and curl that right hand in round the back of the guard. He's just upped the tempo a bit at the start of the fourth round here, Buatsi.
Yeah, and that's what we want to see. You know, we want to see him. I know he's boxing to a game plan. I know he's boxing to instructions, and it's a chopping down process. But I do want to see him start to build on it now a little bit.
Stepien did some decent work there, Tash, for 20-30 seconds. He's getting through with some shots himself, but you picked up on it earlier on in the fight. Buatsi doesn't seem too worried about what's coming back in the opposite direction, and just signs in this round, although he's taken his foot off the pedal a little bit the last half minute or so, that he's beginning to think that maybe now is the time to walk him down a bit.
Yeah, shots might be getting through there, but they're not substantial shots that's going to, you know, deter you from doing what you want to do or putting you off doing what you want to do. So yeah, yeah. I think going back to what you said earlier as well, we are so fortunate in this country to have a good domestic scene at this weight. You know, we've got the likes of Arthur, Yard, Aziz, Buatsi, before you even get to that world level, and I think fans would appreciate, you know, them having a box off before stepping up and while they're waiting for the deciders off.
But you know, you got Callum Smith fighting Maturbia, and I think that's a fight Callum can win, and then
yeah,
that will give us the World Championship, which is the only really missing ingredient.
Right hand landed from Stepien, who again looks to try and come over the jab there with Buatsi. Buatsi stepping in and planting that one, but just tapping, trying to vary up the weight of shot, goes up to the head, down to the body. Stepien, though, keeping everything together, compact, organised, always looking to throw.
He is very neat and tidy.
Just reached for the right hand a little bit there, but brought it back really quick. He realised he made half a mistake and recovered rapidly.
I don't know if it's a case of, you know, Buatsi not really respecting his power and letting him have their little tee-offs so he can see an opening, because Stepien does tuck up well and he fends really well.
Round 5.
So into the 5th. Just getting low behind that jab there, Stepien, and then for the first time stepped in, his chin came up a bit as he looked to let those hands go. And that might be what Buatsi wants, is for Stepien to get a few ideas. It's not that he hasn't been throwing up until now, as described, he has been, but he's kept things compact, he's kept things tight, he hasn't given anything away. You can't at this level. If you just step into the middle of the ring and start slinging leather, you'll get slaughtered. And neither one of them has looked to do that. But the pole is looking a bit more expansive now.
I think sometimes in boxing, like, you need to be able to see an opening, and like I said, he's so compact. You see there, he tucks himself in so well that he might just need to let him have a shot or two to see the gap.
Yeah, or encourage him to open up.
Legs just tangling together as Buatsi came forward there, landed right hand and did well to stay on his feet, actually, as the front feet just clashed. He's got really low-cut boots, Stepien. Just quickly across the ring to try and get on top of Buatsi there. Neat use of the left hand there, Stepien.
He'll gain a little bit of confidence with this, and maybe that's the plan, to let him open up and, you know, throw more shots.
Look for that arcing right hand over the top. There, Buatsi. Good use of the jab.
He was throwing good body shots earlier in the fight at the start with both hands, and we haven't seen much of that for the last. It's all to the head.
Good lead right hand there from Stepien. That collided with the head of Buatsi, nice and solid. Didn't have any impact on him. It's an unusual kind of shot, that lead right. Fighters don't like getting hit with it. It's taken as a little bit of an insult, really. He's having a decent finish to the round here, Stepien.
It's not one of them shots that hits. It doesn't, but it just offsets you a little bit and it makes you.
I'd like to see a little bit more urgency from Buatsi now. Like just to step it up a little bit.
Well, ticking up to the halfway point here, Buatsi looking to let his hands go a touch.
Round 6.
So heading into the second half of this one, scheduled for 10 at light heavyweight. Joshua Buatsi in the white and orange. Pawel Stepien in the black and gold. Buatsi looking to try and change the angle on that right hand. He's been picking up the rounds, you would say, through the first half of the fight. Good left hand there for Buatsi. Stepien took a step back, but then got himself together. Just not quite close enough for the right hand there, Buatsi. Again, just looking to jab to the body. Stepien is happy to stay in that punching range, in that blender that Dan Aziz was talking about. He hasn't taken a backward step. In that sense, he's been very proactive, very positive in this fight, in the moves that he's made.
It just feels like a little bit of a lukewarm performance to me from Buatsi. I just feel like there's gears there that he could go through, but I want to see him go through them.
He needs to start turning the screw a bit here in the second half of the fight. I think that's the reality. He has been out of the ring for a long time. You can't get too carried away with what you expect from somebody if you go looking for the knockout, as the adage says, and it's less likely to come. But Buatsi knows that he's back on this Sky stage. He knows that people expect a lot from him, and it would be good to see him put his foot to the floor and get something done in this second half. But take nothing away from Stepien. There have been some quite close rounds in that first half, in those first 5, the 4th and the 5th maybe in particular. Stepien's not looked troubled at any point. He will fancy his own chances as we head down the stretch here.
I think just on work rate, I would have given him the last round. But yeah, as he steps up in levels as well, like you get to that world level, you're not going to knock everybody out. That's, you know, we'd love to see it, but it doesn't really happen. But you definitely want to see him, like Macklin said, just go through the gears a little bit, and we expect so much explosive power from him, but we just haven't really seen that today, and that's the downside of being out the ring so long. And yeah, it's great to be in the gym and be with all these people, but it's got to transfer into the ring.
Well, there's still time. Let's go down ringside to Andy Scott. He's with Richard Riakporhe. Well, Andy Scott took control of that. He was presiding over the signing process there for Richard Riakporhe. So into the 7th, Stepien quickly onto that jab, just doubling up on it. Trying to turn that right hand over a bit there, Buatsi, and fling it in around the back of the guard. Stepien, as we've been saying all the way through, just doesn't really leave too many gaps. He tucks up effectively, tucks up well. And again there, that's some good movement of the feet just to circle away from the fists of Buatsi. He lands a decent jab.
A little bit for us frustrating watching, so I can only imagine what it's like for him inside, to not be able to see the gaps and see the space.
Well, sometimes you got to create the openings as well, though, you know, put combinations together. You know, there's no Pro open the defences, use the feints, you know, manoeuvre him into the corner, back him up to the rope, double up on the jab, then left hook, right hand, put 4, 5, 6 punch combinations together, open up the defence.
Stepien just looking for that right hand there. Right hand lead again there from the pole. He's trying to step in himself a little bit as Buatsi finds himself in that blue corner. He seems happy enough there, just slipping, rolling, waiting for an opportunity, and that's maybe what you're talking about there, Matt, hoping that Stepien will present him with a chance, and he almost did as he fell in behind that right hand, and Stepien maybe a little bit troubled there as he moves off to his left. You've got to give him credit though, because he's always on that front foot himself. He's always giving Buatsi something to think about. He's not really allowed him, if you like, to put those punches together in 5s and 6s.
Yeah, he's given him a lot of space also, so he's not forcing him forward and putting him on the ropes, where we just seen in the corner he unloaded a few great shots, and he was there himself, spun him round, got him on the corner, unloaded a few good shots, but now it's back to the centre where Stepien's got so much space to just keep moving back and moving around that we can't see them gears and them shots that we want to see.
Do you know, it feels a little bit like I'm watching a spar rather than a fight. Just lacks that bit of, I don't know.
Just that bit of snap.
Yeah.
Good right hand there from Stepien. Catches Buatsi. And a left as Buatsi just looked to try and open out with his right hand. Final few seconds of the round. Stepien with those gloves held low, really, for the first time in the fight. There goes the bell. Very measured stuff there from Virgil Hunter. It always is. He seems happy with the way things are going, asking him to keep looking for the jab, the right to the body, just to continue, as he described it there, to beat him up, pointing out that Stepien took to the stool in between rounds on that occasion. He's got 3 rounds left here, Joshua Buatsi, just to try and, as we've been saying, click through those gears and turn the screw a bit. Stepien Again with that guard up in place, good jab there from Buatsi. Letting his hands go a little bit there, Stepien finishes with a left hand to the body, and again, a bit more ambition there from him. Launching the right hand there, Buatsi, twice in a row, but Stepien, again, covered up well enough. And he's continuing to go to the body, and just some signs of that body work might be beginning to bother Stepien a little bit, but he digs his toes in there and looks to let his hands go, but maybe I was imagining that, but the jab into the body, then a couple of right hands to the body, and it just caused Stepien to grimace a touch and find some open space, and now looking to try and fire back, maybe because he doesn't want to give too many more of them away.
Yeah, he stood up well, to be fair to Buatsi. A lot of them hit the gloves, he was moving his head well. But it's just, it's so frustrating because it's just a little bit of the same. Every shot's the same, it's like, there's no snap, it's just...
It's a bit lackluster, if I'm honest. You know, it's just... I know he's a lot better than that, and I just feel like he should be showing us.
We've seen it, and I think that's what's frustrating, is that we know it's there. We just want it to come out. You know, even just to have him on the ropes for a minute, he's just not pushing forward enough to even put him under that much pressure to make him want to throw.
So 2 to go in this one. As Buatsi takes a seat in the corner, they seem happy enough in the corner with the way that things have progressed over these first 8 rounds. That's Yuri Vaktarov in Stepien's corner. What do you make of that, Matt? From Virgil Hunter, basically saying that Stepien's always looking to stay away every single time Buatsi lands the body shot. I think a couple did tickle him in that previous round, but Stepien's, as I said, he's always been on the borderline. He's always been looking to get something done.
I mean, yeah, for me, Stepien's never looked in trouble or anything like that in there at all. Yeah, a couple of good shots have gone in, but he's never looked particularly troubled. I think he's probably more happy to survive, but you know, Buatsi's the home fighter. It's, you know, he's the one who's everyone's turned out to watch, everyone's getting excited about him kind of back boxing, and he's signed with Sky and he's going to reignite his career, but he hasn't really fought like that. I'm not saying you've got to be reckless and gung-ho, but certainly want to see him go through the gears.
Started the round at a higher tempo, Buatsi, this 9th round. And again, just looking for that jab straight through the middle of the guard, bouncing off the forehead of Stepien.
I mean, from a tactics point of view, it's the same as like Lawrence Okoli, as we've seen with Joshua as well in his last fight. Like, they're winning the rounds clearly, and you know, you're doing what you need to do without overexerting yourself. So is that a bad thing? So sometimes we as fans, we want to see the blood and guts and gore, and we want to see the knockouts, but you can be measured and win comfortably, because he is winning comfortably.
Now that's a true statement, but you know, also I'm a little bit disappointed by his performance. That's a true statement too, because I wanted to see more from him. He's won, for me, he's won winning easily. He looks really within himself. But I don't want to see him box within himself. I want to see him put on a statement.
No, that's exactly right, without wishing to get too deep and philosophical about it. Two ostensibly conflicting statements can both be simultaneously true.
I mean, we were talking about the fighters earlier, you know, your Arthurs, your Yards, your Azizas, and how did they perform? Your Callum Smith, how would he, what performance do you expect from him? And you'd probably expect a stoppage, and, you know, your Yards maybe as well, Lyndon Arthur, you know, maybe. So that's what we're comparing him to, and that's what you want to see, I suppose.
No, and that's fair. That's absolutely fair. The main thing, as always, is to get the win. It's not the only thing. And we've been outlining why that's the case. Looking for the right hand there, Stepien. And he kind of half turned his back there, Buatsi. Didn't seem too happy about it, but Stepien pursued him. Final few seconds of round 9.
We have seen in the past with Buatsi, someone's done something he doesn't like and he comes back with spite, and we're all waiting for it. There was another shot where he hit him on the back of the head, and I thought, this is it, this is going to ignite the fire, but it just didn't.
It's ranked at 4 with the IBF, Stepien, 13 with the WBA, Buatsi 3 with the WBC, 1 with the WBA, 2 with the WBO, 13 with the IBF. Dan Aziz with some very, very tasty rankings as well. 2 with the WBC and WBA, 4 with the WBO, 6 with the IBF. So that trail that he's blazed over the last year or so has seen him climb that ladder rapidly. So are we going to see Buatsi look to really try and finish strong here, or will he be happy to box out the rounds, pick up the win?
It's one of those, isn't it? It just feels like he's going through the motions, and you kind of get stuck in that. You get stuck in that gear, and you can't get out of it, and that's just what it feels a little bit like.
Well, Stepien just trying to stay away here. Buatsi trying to put the pressure on, but he's got good feet, Stepien. When you watch him, you can see, as I said in the build-up, he does everything really pretty well. He knows what he's about. And when he's needed to find the open space of this 20-foot ring, he's not had any particular problem in doing so.
The problem with getting a knockout now is that would take away from the other 9 rounds. And you forget about the 9 rounds and start thinking, oh, yeah, you got a knockout. And that, but you wanted to see, you feel that he could have got it earlier.
Heading into the final minute. It's interesting, we were talking about rankings yesterday, where we ranked our light heavyweights in the UK. I had Buatsi at 3, I put Callum Smith at 1, established world champion at the lower weight, and then has done what he's needed to at light heavy. I had Anthony Yarde at 2 world title fights, acquitted himself very well against Arthur Beterbiev. He was 1 punch away against Sergey Kovalev. Doesn't matter what people say about how that fight finished, that's a fact. 1 more punch and he was there. But Buatsi hasn't been at that kind of level.
I've got to say as well, Andy, I don't think Stepien would last 5 rounds with Callum Smith. I'd be shocked if he did. I know styles make fights and all the rest of it, but, you know, even so...
Looking to get on the jab here, Buatsi trying to put that right hand off the back of it. As we head into the final few seconds, Stepien just setting his feet and looking to swing. And there goes the bell at the end of 10 rounds between these two. So after almost 12 months out, Buatsi is back. He's got 30 minutes under his belt there. And he did seem to box to instructions. Tash the corner. At no point were really unhappy with what he was doing. Virgil Hunter seemed perfectly satisfied that his man was delivering pretty much what he wanted him to.
Yeah, and they're the positives, you know. He has got, now he's got rounds under his belt, so, you know, sometimes you come back after a long time out and think, you know, get through a few rounds and you think, oh, I'm tired, or, you know, you can see that he was comfortable. At no point he was in any distress, no, you know, and he was boxing to instructions, so, you know, he does listen. He was applying what he was told. We as fans and as spectators wanted to see more.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Judge Howard Foster sees it 98 to 92. Judge Mark Lyson sees it 97 to 94. And Judge Michael Alexander sees it 100 to 90. Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated, Joshua Buatsi.
So Buatsi gets it by unanimous decision, 8-2 for Howard Foster, 6 rounds to Buatsi, 3 to Stepien, and 1 even for Mark Lyson, and 10 rounds to 0 for Michael Alexander. Buatsi is back, and we'll be hearing from him shortly.
Congratulations, Joshua.
Thank you.
How would you assess your performance? We were just talking. Do you feel like you were needing to make a statement this evening, or was that always the game plan from you?
It's these two. 10 rounds, you want to get your man out. That's the only thing I'm upset about. Came to Birmingham, the reception was live. I do wish I knocked him out, but you know what? We got the win. 10 rounds in the bag. I haven't boxed for almost a year, so that was nice to get the rounds in, but they know what I'm saying.
We've literally just been talking about that very same thing. I mean, Lawrence himself not so long ago was in a similar position of being out of the ring for over a year.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much this is exactly what you want to achieve out of this evening.
Yeah, for sure, man. There was ring rust and all of that stuff, but that wasn't in my mind. In there, I said, Stepien, I've got 10 rounds to get you out of there. Credit to him, he did well. Good fighter, man, but I got the win.
Stepien didn't make it easy, did he?
Nah, he didn't, man. A bit awkward, he's skillful. Not sure what it looked like from the outside, but the inside he's skillful.
What sort of number would you give your performance this evening out of 10? You gave yours 6, didn't you, Lawrence, your last performance? What about you?
Maybe like a 5. It was average. But the thing is, if I lost, the whole dynamics would be different here. So I'm $1 on the win.
Absolutely, totally with you on that. When we chatted, I think it was Thursday perhaps, we had the discussion about where you sort of ranked yourself in the UK. You ranked yourself #1. I'm interested to see, are you still of the same thought? And in terms of the wider picture, the world picture,
yeah.
where do you see yourself fitting in?
She asked, where do you see me fitting in? But no, listen, I always say, man, if you ask me, I say #1. If you ask Dan, he's going to say #1. And all the other competitors, I'm realistic. I understand the game, but I feel I'm #1. Aziz will say the same, and the others will say the same.
Dare I ask you, Dan, where do you think Joshua fits in?
He's up there, man. He's up there.
They said the number.
I'm just here to stir the pot.
Well, I've got the British crown, so you know
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
He's got it.
So,
I'd like to say I won that like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
But Dan, do you know why I give you credit? You won it outright, bro.
No.
You know what I mean? You done your thing. You done your thing.
No, for sure. But like you said, he's up there, man, definitely, man. And it's good to see him. He's got the ball rolling again, and let's see where we could go from there. And I'm sure the main aim is the bid for the world title, and that's what he's on course for.
What is the next aim for you?
Well,
do you want to get out there as quickly as possible again?
I said to Ben, I'm going back to the States in 2 weeks, so make something happen. He said we'll meet before that, so that's all I know.
Who's on your hit list, though?
I want a big fight, man. Again, I'll be honest with you, I'm very disappointed I didn't get Stepien out of there. The crowd, everything was live. I wanted to entertain them to give them back that, but you know, I want a big fight, man.
And that's, I guess, why you want to get out there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
The man alongside you, we've spoken about it before. You two have sparred. I mean, Dan, you said thousands of rounds. You've known each other a very long time. But could this be a fight that could be made maybe in the interim, or?
I feel definitely. Dan, will you #2, #1?
Yeah.
Exactly. So our rankings are 1 apart. So if it's made, I don't see why there should be a frown upon it. It's because we're familiar with Dan Aziz why people say, don't fight Dan, don't fight Dan. If it was some random geezer from Germany or Russia, they'd be like, oh, it's a good fight. But because we're familiar with Dan Aziz, people don't want to give him the credit. He's a good fighter. I didn't rank him, the governing bodies ranked him.
As always, Joshua, a pleasure to have you. And
Thank you.
congratulations. It's good to see you back in the ring, and hopefully we'll see you back out there very soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Love, bro. Well done, bro.
Well done, man.
Thank you.